Welcome back, everybody, to Views from the Drunk. Hi, I'm the Drunk. If this is your first time, welcome. Come inside. Please take your shoes off and relax. I've had about a week to recover from my tequila situation, and this week we are having a whiskey situation. I told a bit of a lie, a little bit like a small lie. Turns out I do have shot glasses. I forgot that I was gifted a chessboard that had shot glasses instead of pieces, so here they are. I believe we have the king, queen, bishops, castles, knights, and pawns. I think that's the names. And if it's not, it doesn't matter. They hold liquid, and that's all I need them to do. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to continue watching season 1 of Them. Today we're starting with episode 4, I believe. So how you been liking it so far? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts have been on the channel and also on the show. While you're in the comments, like on some stuff, subscribe to some stuff, favorite some stuff. Send me a recipe to lasagna, I don't care. I guess my eyes were bigger than my liver. I thought that I could cram 3 episodes into one video, but turns out that when I get drunk, I ramble. Who knew? So I think we're gonna try to focus on one video an episode. I think that'd be the good idea. Let's get into it. How should we do this? Boop, 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 boop. Really dangerous. Voila. I'm in the wrong profession. All right, guys. Yeah, let's get started. Episode 4. Yeah, no, that's about right. Before I even explain or talk about this episode, that's about right. 7 shots out of 10. Episode 4. I want to say that off rip. This show is not bad. I like this show. It's just that some of the things that the show does pulls me in or pushes me out. It's one or the other. I'm not going to harp on it too much because I have been. Goddamn Dutch angles. I hate them. The show, it always finds a way to just, it literally, you'll see in the show, if you're watching the show, rewatch the show. If you're watching it, you'll see in the moments where people were experiencing things, the camera will just do this. It'd be fine straight on and then be like, nah, son, I hate it. All right, let's talk about it. Whew, I'm rambling already. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Ooh, opening scene was fly though. So Henry comes outside, Jack in the Box on the step, pops open. We see a bunch of hanging dolls from the on the house. All right, we get it. Got burnt words into our lawn. Henry's about had it up to here because when you dealing with stuff in life, I got this over here, I got that right there, I got this. Oh, and y'all want to be racist? Like the way he walked in the house was like, I gotta get on the road in 5 minutes. The frustration and the lack of I'm not dealing with this today. He comes, talks to Lucky. Look, don't go outside. Stop. Don't even address it. Yada yada yada. I like that interaction. I think I've said this. I like the family's interaction, and it's not about being family. It's about the highs and the lows of what a family is. So they're standing on the step, and he's talking to her like, I got options. Cause he's like, I know what I need to do. But if you want me to do something different, let me know. I can either call off from work. No, that's gonna get you fired. Okay, I can either do this. He breaking it down. Hey, look at me. Look at me. Don't look over there. Look at me. I like the family dynamic in this show. If anything, if I get to whatever the last episode is, and I hate the experience, the family dynamic in the show is awesome. He leaves. She's standing on the step smoking, and Betty comes out. And now they make eye contact. She walks across the street because at the end of the day, I know we have, in today, was it 2021? We have memes, we have gifs, we have sayings. But before we had those things, the reality of the situation was still true. A saying these days is, she woke up this morning and chose violence. Prior to that saying, those words existing, that act still was a thing. So Betty standing on the step smoking, I say Betty, god damn it. I've been drinking. Lucky standing on the step smoking and seeing Betty walk out. She chose violence. That day, she walked across the street, got up in Betty's face. And again, you saw how that camera turned and every white person was standing. Why are they on their lawns? Why are they outside? Oh my God. Anyway, that was a nice back and forth. Very ambiguous. What'd she say? I'm sure I don't know what you mean. We know you did it. You know that we know we did it, but we're not going to acknowledge that we did it. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. And then Lucky had a nice little comeback. It'll be done before they get off their lawns. Is that a threat? I'm sure I don't know what you mean. If you want to play this game, we can play this game. Lucky trying to sell. I think it was interesting. So Lucky listens to her husband and says, okay, all right, I'll chill, I'll relax. And then the next scene after that, I'm sure I don't know what you mean, she's in the bank talking to the realtor about selling. That's a big move to do without Henry, especially when that morning you said, all right, look, I'll chill, I'll relax. Like, your next move can't be to go to the realtor and try to like move paperwork around, and then he comes home, oh yeah, by the way, honey, the house is sold, we're moving. I don't know, that was a bit, the show does a lot of things right, and it does a lot of things that confuses me. I'll say that. I don't exactly know what she planned on getting out of that. Did my light turn off? Let's see. Boom. I know guys, this is unprofessional, but my light was supposed to be on and it's not. For me, when I say something's off, it's like, it's application to real life. So right now, if I go and cancel my lease on this apartment, I can't just be like, you know, hey yo, the moving truck showed up, yada yada yada, and this, that, and the third. Like no, like, you gotta explain that. So people will say, yo, it's a movie, I mean, it's a TV show, it's a movie, like, just let, like, yes, but no. When it applies, when you're trying to convey real life layer overlays that, and like, okay, all right, you know, I can see that. Nah, I can't see that. I can't see that happen. That's not realistic. That don't make sense. When he says, hey, yo, babe, just chill, just calm, cool, I get it, that makes sense. And then the very next scene, she's trying to sell, okay. Let's say the realtor said, all right, cool, sign the paperwork. What would that next scene look like? And then that next scene, because she talked to the realtor explained to her that there were other black people in the neighborhood. So then after she leaves, she walks to those black people. Why'd you go to see those other black people if you was planning on selling? Like, you don't need to make friends. And I get it. In order for the show to progress, she had to talk to the realtor, so the realtor tell her about the black people so she can then go to the black people's house. I'm not knocking it. It's just the reason I can't give it a 10. If any of that makes sense, click a like on this video. I know I was rambling, but I don't want to be that critic who critiques too much into like a made up story, but at the same time, it has to be grounded in some kind of reality. That's all I'm saying. Betty and Lucky's interaction, golden. Her intensity, even to the realtor, decent. Betty wants to fuck the milkman. Betty definitely wants to fuck the milkman. That entire interaction, a bit strange, a bit, you know, it's like, all right, is this a scheduled thing? Like, do we do this every other Thursday? I don't know, like, you know. And the milkman apparently is a hitman. He's killed people in the past and he'll kill for Betty. That's a lot. Her faces, I think I said it before, she's a very expressionless person, but in her expressionlessness, she finds a way to put so much into that, like so much confliction. Very good actor. What she said, sometimes I just want to break. Sometimes I just wish somebody else would handle this for me. And then he saw that and, you know, hey, look, you need anything from me, I got you. Just say the word. So that's definitely gonna become a thing at some point. They over here, you know, tripping over each other's words and whatnot. Yeah, they definitely gonna, I don't know if they're gonna fuck, but they're gonna churn some, now that's not a good joke, because I was gonna say churn some butter, but he's a milkman. Butter, dairy, I get it, but not else. Grab some udders. Got milk. I don't know. Something should have been there, nothing fit. I'll say that. Is the ghost real? How she, oh, boom, Ruby. Somebody's gotta explain to me the logic or the real. So the logic of this show. All shows exist in some kind of reality that has some kind of gravity, some kind of weight. I need somebody to explain to me these ghosts. If we can even call them ghosts. I don't know are they ghosts? I think that's the easiest thing to name them. So Ruby has a friend, and I was right. I just want to let y'all know that I was right in my prediction, because that little white girl ain't real. But that being said, Ruby's sitting in lunch, eating food. White girl comes up. Funny enough, when she walks up, and this is me admiring camera work. I don't know how many of y'all are going to be into camera work, because I'm going to point it out a lot. If I can get at least 5 people be like, hey, yo, he know what he talking about, I'd appreciate it. Her friend, does she even have a name? I don't think so. I think I would have caught that. When she walks up to the lunch table, she's over Ruby's shoulder. Ruby turns around, and if you see the pan out of the camera, comment below. I already knew something was off when that happened. She was like, let's get out of here. They run through the outside cafeteria or whatever. They holding hands. Now, if this ghost person is not real, the reason I keep bringing this up, imagine this. Every shot in this show, from the point of view of a non-crazy person versus a crazy person. We, the audience, have no choice of how we see the world through this show. If this girl is in fact a ghost, when Ruby and her ran out of the cafeteria holding hands, Ruby was just skipping like this, holding nobody's hand. But she ran by people. I think one guy kind of glanced like this for a split second, but it was nothing to the extent of, hey, yo, that black girl crazy. She holding somebody's hand, but she not. That's my issue. Do these ghosts have actual impact on reality, or are they not even ghosts and they're just figments of someone's imagination? Several different ways to play a thing. A person can just be in reality, but in their brain, somebody is over there and they're talking. Shut up. Stop talking. I'm trying to film. Like, stop. But you can't hear the person I'm talking to. That's one way of doing it. Or you can have the invisible man. He actually takes up space and matter, but I just can't see him. The show's not letting me know which one is which. Well, no, it kind of is, because she was sitting in the janitor's closet. He opens the door, and as soon as that white girl wasn't there, I was like, ooh, called it. Then he wants to close the door, and so she's always there, but she could only be seen by who she chooses to be seen by. Gracie has the Miss Vera. Ruby has girl at the school. Apparently Henry has a minstrel man, which, if we're on the topic, I find to be a bit strange. Ruby doesn't know that this girl's a ghost. Fine, I'll accept that. Gracie's too young to even react to things that are crazy in the first place. I'll accept that. Henry, this man is at a engineer's thank you ball, I don't know what to call it, and he's standing there, the CEO of the company or whoever he is, walks off stage, and then this minstrel man who he's seen before on TV walks on stage and starts throwing a jig. And his reaction is, takes his glasses off, rubs them a little bit, puts them back on, and the thing's gone. How is that his reaction? I feel like if I was to be, like, because first of all, did he think it was real? And was like, oh, these niggas really hired a black motherfucker to like put on blackface. Like, that's crazy. Or like, hey, I know I'm the only one that sees this shit. Like, but this is normal because I'm normally crazy. Like, how the show is not telling me, it's not showing me enough of like, yo, this shouldn't be happening type thing. Yeah, I'm not. So if you've been watching my videos, I've not been happy with the idea of paranormal events in this show. And this is why. If you're gonna do it, there's the right way to do it, and I don't feel like this show is doing it right. Having things pop up. Last scene of this episode, Lucky and Henry in the bedroom, and over Lucky's shoulder, there's a man in a black mask coming. That's not the right way to do it. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not. Just saying that things exist in the world around us is not the right way to do it. Telling us why, telling us how, telling us what their abilities are, telling us what extent they can go to, all those things, and not in a straightforward manner. You can be artistic about it, but no. No. Coming of age story. So it seems like, and I think this is interesting, this is something, Ruby has no friend. She's around an age where a young woman, no matter the color, is discovering herself, discovering her body, discovering just mad shit, and literally has no one to talk to. Now you could say, well, she has a mother to talk to. Her mother's not trustworthy in this show. I think that's an interesting dynamic, that this little girl has moved to this crazy place at a time where her body and her life is morphing astronomically. So for her apparition to be a girl her age who actually accepts her, I think is dope, but also problematic because there's a white girl and she's trying to put makeup on her. I'm gonna guess that she's gonna straighten her hair or bleach her skin at some point. I don't know. But it's interesting that she needs that, because who the fuck wants to go through puberty by themselves? The ghost said, I did that before. She's like, what are you talking about? She was like, sex or fucking or whatever she said. And Ruby looked at her like, huh? Ruby don't know what fucking is? That's something that we've all been, a stage of life that we've all been through. Now, either you had older siblings or TV or something to help you through that. Ruby ain't got nobody. And I mean, I think that was an interesting concept to dig into to be like, you know, no child doesn't want to be accepted. No matter if you're in a racist Jim Crow South or wherever the hell you at, no child does not want to be accepted because you don't know who the hell you are. Personality wise, Ruby is in a very, I find if they dig deeper into that, I'd be happy to see that explored. I'd be happy to see her and her ghost friend dealing with things that Ruby can't ask anybody else. She can't make friends at school to ask them about their experience. She can't come home because every time she comes home, somebody's tripping. And the end of this episode, dad comes home, mom runs, girls, come on. And they throw him, like, she don't got time to ask anybody about, like, you know, life stuff. I think that's interesting. Lucky goes around the corner, and, you know, she finds another black neighbor in her neighborhood. So she goes and visits. And the interaction is, it starts off fine. It's like, you know, oh, hey, hi. She seems a little brainwashed, kind of like, what is that, Get Out, like very programmed speech. But as the conversation's going, Lucky sees that things are off. My question is this, were they always off? If you've watched it, she was scratching her hands and her hands was like, her hands were red and bloody. Were they always bloody? Is she, well, she has to be, well, is she? This is why I don't like it. I'm assuming she's a real person. I'm assuming that. This interaction that her and Lucky had, I'm assuming it actually happened. What of that interaction was real? Her and Lucky were sitting there talking. She gets to getting into the man with the black hat. She starts scratching. Now her hands are all bloody. Lucky sits back like, what the fuck going on? Lucky asks about where are your kids at? Lady turns to her husband. He rules out, where the kids? Ding. Oh, there they are. That was the thing that she said in that conversation. Oh, there they are. She gets up, goes to the kitchen. Lucky follows. Kitchen opens. There's blood everywhere. She opens the stove. Smoke comes out. And then Lucky runs. My question is, what of that was real? Because then Lucky runs, gets Henry, comes back, and neighbor is looking at her strange. Like, what are you talking about? They go to the kitchen. Nothing's bloody. Nothing's this and that. Was it real? And she wiped it all up and was like playing dumb. But we know that Lucky's got a history of erratic behavior. So again, this is my issue with shit not being trustworthy as the viewer. Because if nothing means anything, then I'm not worried about anything. Every scene that I see is like, oh, the decapitated head jumped out of the closet. Okay, like nothing means anything because it could be real or it couldn't be real. Either or, all things are possible in this show. It seems Lucky goes every single place, has an experience, runs home, hey, yo, come, and then she takes him back to the place, and nothing is there. That tells me that Lucky is crazy. That means that anything that Lucky sees, I shouldn't believe it, which is not true, it doesn't seem, in this show. It is true, but you're not giving the thing weight. That's the problem that I have with the way that these scenes are playing out. Let's get to Betty. Betty and her parents have a strange way of interacting. This show is very good at not telling us what happened. So 7 years ago, something happened to where Betty no longer visited her parents. I have a prediction. I believe that, are you ready? Betty was molested by her father. Her mother knew about it. Mother stayed with father. Betty at some point became aware of her ability to leave and she jetted. That's what I believe happened. The scene played out too awkwardly for that not to be the case. Betty comes, sits in the room with her father. They seem like they don't know each other, you know, or they haven't seen each other in years. How are you? Things are well? Okay. You still incompetent? Oh, what do you want? We need money. Yada yada, back and forth, back and forth. Mom walks in. Mom has an attitude with Betty. Typically in situations like this, a mother will have a problem with the victim, not the actual aggressor. She has a lot of aggression towards Betty. Betty seems to be dealing with it because she's there for a purpose. She needs some money. It gets to the point where, well, you know, we don't got to do this right now. Stay tonight. Betty's like, no, I gotta go. He worries. No, don't worry about it. I'll run you a bath. Father leaves. Mother standing over Betty's shoulder, and she says, I wish you never would have come back, or something to that effect. Which kind of told me that Mother's coldness towards Betty is not so much her not liking Betty, is that Betty, for your own safety or sake, I wish you wouldn't have come back. So that kind of threw me like, wait, what's going on here? Betty walks upstairs, goes to the room. Well, no, Mother brought towels. Betty takes the towels up to the room, as if this was a thing that has happened before. This used to be a thing. So Betty sits on the bed. Father's running the bath, which is also interesting because we got Consuela, who's the maid who could have done anything. You know, can you open it? But Father's doing the bath. Okay. All right, now things getting a little. Betty sits down on the bed and her face, again, the driest face in the world, but so many emotions. That was A1 sauce acting from Alison Pill. It was phenomenal work. So she's sitting on the bed and her face, you can just see her going through it. Father is walking around the bathroom, running the bath, and he takes the jacket off and hangs on the hook, I guess, as if he's gonna be there for a while. All that told me, yeah, they got a twisted family. Betty, who apparently ran away originally, couldn't go for round 2, so she got up and just bounced without her check, without her money. What's the saying? Hurt people hurt people. I wonder if that'll come up later on in the show. You know, well, I was hurt, that's why I'm hurting y'all. Like, that's why I don't know. But I thought that scene was interesting. Whether it has a place in the show or not is yet to be seen. Last thing of the episode, Henry, Lucky, and the family make it home, and Henry's reading the girls' books. They put the girls in bed. They go to the room, and then Lucky start kissing on Henry. And if I didn't look at that screen sideways, like, nah. What we not about to do, what you not about to do, is start rubbing on me, kissing on me. We gotta talk about what just happened at our neighbors who I just met tonight's house. Like, you cute and all, I like you, but no, we gotta talk about that before this happened. I'm sure they just wanted to get the black actors with no clothes on kissing and shit. But in reality, nah, get off me. Don't touch me. What the fuck was that? This episode, it was a slower burn. There was interactions that I liked about it. The interaction between Henry and his boss, the interaction between Lucky and Betty in the beginning of the episode, the interaction between Henry and Lucky in the beginning of the episode. The beginning started off strong. I guess it found itself trying to explain things, which is fine. It's not a problem explaining things, but it lost some of that oomph that the previous episodes had. That's why I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's why I said we're down from 7.5 to just 7 out of 10 shot glasses this episode. Not a bad thing. It's just like, sometimes when you need to explain more things, the action sits by the wayside, so that's fine. 7 out of 10 shot glasses. And now that I've given that rating, I need another shot. We all gonna die. Yeah, alright. Everything's fine. Whew.